Convenience features. We're going to talk about some of the features that exist on your phone that will just make life more convenient. The first is station ring group log in and log out. Most phones will not be members of a group, but if your phone is a member of a group, all you need to know is your group number. You may also have a ring group log in, log out button programmed on your phone. I do here, but you can also dial *53 and enter the group number that you're a member of, and then select whether you want to be in or out of the group. I logged myself in, my login button lit up here. *53, group number, out, logs me back out again. In my case, I can also just push that button and that will log me in and out of that particular group. But again, that feature is not common for everyone, so you may not have that feature. Do Not Disturb is a more common feature. To put your phone in Do Not Disturb, just push your Do Not Disturb button, labeled DND, and that will put your phone in Do Not Disturb. Your display will show that you're in Do Not Disturb and that your calls are forwarded to voicemail. Your button will flash, and then also on all the other phones in the office, anyone who has a DS button for you, it will flash as well. Anyone who then calls my extension will go straight to voicemail because I will not be disturbed. I will not receive any pages, will not receive any calls. There's also a variation of Do Not Disturb called one-time Do Not Disturb. If I am on a call and I don't want to be disturbed while I'm on this call, for the duration of this call, while I'm talking to this person, I can push my Do Not Disturb button. It will light up even though I'm on a call, but when I finish my call, Do Not Disturb turns off. Since I pushed the Do Not Disturb button while I was on a call, it only stayed in Do Not Disturb for the duration of that call, whereas normally when you press Do Not Disturb, it stays on until you turn it back off again. Caller ID will come up automatically whenever I receive a call. Name and number will show on my display while my phone is ringing, name and number. And then when I answer the call, I will still have the name, but the number will go away. So I've got a few options available to me. If your phone has a caller ID button, you can push that button and that will give you some caller ID features. One of those is NND. This is similar to what we talked about with name dial. So if I push caller ID NND, it allows me to toggle between the name, the number, and the date and time. And you'll notice I'm going between all those pieces of information. And that's for a call that I'm on. You can also use the caller ID button to look at calls that you've made. So I push when my phone is idle, I push my caller ID button and I can select the option to review. I can now scroll through the calls that I've received, and when I get the one that I want, and if I want to find out more about that, I can push NND, and there is the date and time, the number, the name, etc. I can also call that person back just by pushing the dial button, and that'll place that call automatically for me. So you do have some features with caller ID, even though it will show automatically on your phone. Group Listen is also a handy feature. While I'm on a call, if I'm on handset, I'm talking to the person on my handset, I can push the speaker button and put that call on speakerphone by hanging up my speaker. But there's also an in-between mode called Listen. If I push my speaker button and I don't hang up, I'm still talking to the person here on the transmitter.
But you know their name, press 8.
Turn that down. But yet the call is actually being broadcast through my speaker. So if I want other people in the room to be able to listen in on my call, I can push the speaker button while I'm on the call, and that will give those people the ability to listen in on my call. Another feature that everyone should know how to use is conferencing. This system will do a 5-party conference, and it's relatively easy. Those 5 parties can be any mix of internal extensions and outside callers. So if I'm on one call talking to someone and I want to add another call on to this as a conference call, what I do, first thing I have to do is I have to see my conference option on my screen. Right now I don't see it. So I press my scroll button and there's conference. Now on an inbound call, conference will be on your first screen. But on an outbound call, it's actually on your second screen. So now if I press conference, the caller's placed on hold and it tells me to make the next call. So I'll go ahead and dial an outside number. And then this is my cell phone. When this call answers, with my nice ringer there. Now I've got this person on that call, and I can press my conference button twice, and it connects everyone together. Okay? The reason I had to press the conference button twice is because since this does allow us to do 5-party conferences, I can make one call, press conference, make another call, conference, another call, conference, another call, conference, conference brings everyone together. So you just keep pressing conference and the number, and then when you're done, you press the conference button twice. Remember, the conference button will show up on my display when I'm on a call. And on an outbound call, it's on my second screen. Actually, I'll show you an inbound call. So on an inbound call here, there's conference right there on my first screen. And I just keep pressing conference number, conference number, conference number, conference, conference brings everyone all together. When I press conference and it says make next call, that next call could also be an internal call. So I could dial an internal extension, and then when that person answers, I could press conference, conference, and bring everyone together once again. Okay? So that is how the conference calling feature works. The other options that are shown here under convenience features just have to do with the volume control. I believe that's pretty self-explanatory. So that's it on convenience features.